good evening to Dog Alien from the Series 13 trailer and Dog Alien from the Series 13 trailer only. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doctor Who Reviews. This week we are not doing the Series 13 trailer, well, not yet. We are in fact looking at Rose from 2005, the beginning of the modern era of Doctor Who.
The beginning of the end.
We might as well because Chibnall's so obsessed with reminding us of the old RTD era.
Might as well.
I love that beginning and the end comment. It's just like, man, Doctor Who really went downhill when it stopped being about that policeman outside the junkyard.
Oh my god.
I'm probably sure I made that exact joke when we did Unearthly Child, but yeah.
Rose is both the alpha and the omega of modern Doctor Who. So to talk to me about it, I'm hang on a minute, god damn it. To talk to me about the episode, to discuss the episode with me, I'm joined by my two usual hosts. English, their words. Firstly, to my virtual left, roses are red, violets are blue. He won't stop talking about mirrors. Oh poo, it's freezing inferno.
Oh, you're fucked.
When am I not on this show?
He has a point.
There have been episodes where there haven't been mirrors.
Jerry, I literally picked Mirrors the episode last time and I was fine. It doesn't have the power you think it does.
Oh yeah, doesn't it? Well, why don't you explain? Hey, evidence!
I mean, that was a long time ago. I mean, what do you mean it was a year ago?
It was 2 weeks ago, Rainiac!
No. The Scream was from a year ago. A year and 6 months, to be precise. You took the Scream and you put it into the context of the mirrors, but oh, what the hell. And to my virtual right.
Yay!
London calling, and she had the good sense to hang up the phone. It's Kat.
I have a skeleton delete button, and I am going to use it.
Do not toot it! Fool, Dr. Skeleton toots where he pleases.
Spooky Scary Skeletons are not present in Rose by Russell T Davies.
There now.
So this is it. This is the beginning of modern Doctor Who, the great big relaunch. An episode that was not my first episode of Doctor Who. I think I've said it on the show, but my first glimpse of Doctor Who, the reason I'm on the show, is I happened to catch glimpses of what was Aliens in London. Oh, what the shit? A spaceship crashing into Big Ben? A pig? What the hell's that thing? Wow, this show's weird. I want to watch it again next week.
Well,
as I said, the beginning of the end.
I thought this was my first Doctor Who episode.
Frez's social life.
Apparently, my first Doctor Who episode was actually Attack of the Cybermen, but I don't remember it.
What social life? Also, Rain, Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I feel you're owed an apology.
It was just on the TV and I watched it, so I didn't know what this Doctor Who thing was.
Oh, God.
Wait, hang on. You were British and didn't know what Doctor Who was? Isn't that illegal?
Believe it or not, not when I was growing up.
Well, that's okay. I already called the FBI on you.
FBI, open up!
Hi, Mark. How you doing? Sorry, Tom. Yeah. Your agent's Tom.
Hi, Richard.
Oh, did Tom get fired?
Tom. Well, no, he's on vacation.
Okay.
I don't know who y'all talking about. There's nobody at my door.
You think? Anyway, 2005 this came out, and here's a very interesting bit of information about it. Until recently, it held the record for a long time for the most watched opening episode of a Doctor Who series.
What beat it? Woman Who Fell to Earth?
Well, you've done it for me, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Woman Who Fell to Earth holds the record.
For the people who watched that.
Well,
because if you want a true beginning of the end, Woman Who Fell to Earth.
I mean, we watched it, and yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, came out in 2018. It's now 2021.
And was actually pretty good. But
just saying.
So, Rose.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing we see in modern Doctor Who? it's the moon.
I think you mean the egg.
Yes, exactly.
I hate you all right now.
Love you too, Kat.
That's really weird hearing my voice react to something I've said.
You get used to it. I mean, I react to myself by saying Doctor Who Mirror Alert on the soundboard all the fucking time. You get used to it.
I know you do.
Yeah. Essentially, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gaslight you both so that eventually you'll think that you did actually say it.
I mean, that already happened a few weeks ago when I couldn't tell if it was him or the alert.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do it so you don't recognize if it's yourself or not. Like, wait, did I just say that? I don't know.
Yeah, you might have done.
Kat, I'm aware when my vocal cords are operating.
But the first thing we see is indeed the moon. And then we see a department store. Hendrix of London.
Oh, we get a big zoom in on Earth and a big montage of hey, it's that lady from that who sang that song that one time. What's her face?
That lady who sang that song one time.
Yeah.
That narrows it down so much that I'm having trouble remembering the name of the person.
The blonde lady who's in bed and she's waking up and she's going to work and shit.
Oh, Billie Piper.
Yeah, that's the one.
Why don't you say Billie Piper? We all know who she is.
I'm being coy, Rainiac. I'm being coy.
Yeah, it's Billie Piper and her eyebrows. I have a whole fucking episode where I get to talk about her eyebrows.
Since you brought that up in Day of the Doctor, I've not been able to unsee her eyebrows, so thanks for that.
Incredible.
How can anybody not unsee her eyebrows? I mean, come on. Look at them.
Eyebrow game strong. Get us an episode with Billie Piper and Peter Capaldi in.
Oh my god.
There you go. You want some attack eyebrow bullshit. So yeah, this lady is just it's a montage of her day all around London. She's gonna work in she's going to work at this department store. And she takes lunch off and she hangs out with a boyfriend. Seems like a nice guy. Emphasis on the word seems.
So, I would like to go ahead and pause here and say that I did not watch this episode alone.
Oh, yeah.
I watched this episode with Chris. She did not know about Noel.
Oh, dear.
Fair enough.
She immediately did not like Mickey.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think many people immediately liked Mickey
in this episode, nobody liked Mickey.
Well, this was before all the stuff that happens at the end, and obviously before the 20 women.
Yeah, which we at Doctor Who Reviews believe the victims. And, bad man. Bad man.
While we all carry a nice hefty amount of skepticism because there have been lies before, 20 women.
Yeah, that's the clincher here, isn't it? 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
but anyways, moving on past horrible people who have done horrible things. Hi, Chibnall.
I don't think it's fair to compare Noel Clarke to Chris Chibnall. Cat.
Well, no, I mean, Chibnall is better than he'll ever be. So.
Yes.
But still, horrible person who did a horrible.
I mean, no, because one is a writer that maybe handled stories wrongly, and one is a person who has been accused of terrible things by 20 women.
Again, 20 women.
Can we move on from this, please?
Yes, I think that now that we have established 20 women, we can move on from him and just say that he is... We can just talk about the character now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who isn't much better than the actor, but...
So, we've got our montage, we've got the music. Oh, the debut of this composer for this new series. Some guy we don't really need to talk much about. What's his name here?
Murray Silver.
Murray Gold? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. I don't think we really need to talk much.
You know what? I bet he doesn't go anywhere after this episode either.
Probably not.
Yeah, flash in the pan.
No.
Doesn't have a single passionate fan on this podcast.
It's not like he was nominated for BAFTA awards for his work.
No. Also, guys, I'm having trouble realizing exactly where we are. Can the episode just flash up a whole bunch of images of London so I know exactly where this is taking place? Thank you.
Cardiff!
Yeah, I was going to say, it's taking place in Cardiff.
So, during the montage, Rose is about to leave work when someone gives her lottery money to hand to the electrician downstairs, and so she takes the lift. And right as the lift opens, the montage music ends, and we're in Spooky Town.
It's spooky.
It's students,
which means
yes. So so Billie Piper's character here is investigating, looking for the electrician Wilson. Can't find him. Turns on the lights. Sees a bunch of spare mannequins for displaying the clothes in the shop window. And then the door shuts behind her.
So, something else I forgot to mention is, so I watched this with Chris, and it was, all I did was say, "Hey, Chris, do you want to watch this episode with me?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll watch it with you." When I asked that, I forgot something very, very important.
Oh?
Chris is scared of mannequins.
Oh, no! So, what happened?
It was not a fun time for her.
Oh. So turn on the lights and 20 mannequins just...
Hang on, she's scared of mannequins. You should just watch this.
Yeah, I forgot that she was afraid of mannequins.
Yes, you forgot.
No, I actually did forget.
That's an oopsie.
It's not really something that comes up a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to pick on her for it. I mean, people have hundreds and thousands of phobias of different things.
Yeah. Big mood.
Oh no, I kind of felt a little bad because I was like, oh yeah, mannequins. Oh shit, Chris doesn't like mannequins.
When I mentioned what I might, it appeared on my Twitter timeline for about half the day, and I had to leave Twitter for a bit. But
I mean, I've been
I kind of wish I had recorded it for you because I was like, Chris, do you remember what it is that you don't like? And she's like, oh no, don't tell me there are mannequins in this.
Oh no.
We also should mention an interesting little factoid about this episode. Rain, do you know about how Graham Norton ruined this shit?
Yes.
Why don't you tell them about how Graham Norton ruined this shit?
A snippet of his program, the audio for it, was heard through Doctor Who on the 2005 broadcast of Rose.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually included it in the novelization of Rose as an in-joke.
It's cute. Actually had a completely legal VHS tape of the initial broadcast and was very confused when all of a sudden I heard random cheering during this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
And then incredibly, 5 years later, he ruined another episode of Doctor Who by popping up in it.
Yeah, this one I know too. You remember the end of what was the first? Time of Angels.
The Time of Angels, yes.
Time of Angels, when the Doctor's about to shoot that globe, the cliffhanger, and there's a little, and in the UK on your completely legal VHS taping of the initial broadcast, there's a little cartoon Graham Norton bumper that comes up.
And Graham Norton, to his credit, sort of saw the funny side of it and said, I remember my big Doctor Who at my big debut in Doctor Who last weekend. I appeared as man ruining the end of the episode.
Then he aired a little cartoon of himself getting exterminated.
Yes, getting shot by a Dalek.
It's cute. This has been the Graham Norton Doctor Who Hour. By the way, we've got...
It wasn't his fault either. I feel bad for him.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got living mannequins going after Rose. Clearly, this is like the opening to Scream or something. Oh, look at that. The blonde you thought who was going to be the protagonist is going to die! Spoilers for the first 10 minutes of Scream, by the way, if you haven't seen that horror movie.
Good job.
If you haven't ever heard of Scream before, then the hell are you doing? It's like a revolutionary horror film. It completely blew up in the entire genre.
Until it comes back this year.
It's a pretty good horror movie. 5 out of 7.
I I don't think we're ever going to forget that because that's just hilarious.
No, you won't let us forget it. So no, we will not.
It's an incredible bit of trolling.
It is.
It's a fantastic bit of trolling. It's probably entirely staged, but still.
Even so, it's very good, and I rated it a 5 out of 7.
And anyway, Rose thinks this is a prank play by students.
Well, we're skipping ahead a bit because what saves Rose? This character, Billie Piper's character, who we don't know the name of yet, but can infer from the episode name that it's Rose. What saves her?
Man who
It's
says
audio
run.
cue.
A man grabs her hand and says run, and they run. Yes.
Now it's obvious who this is. This is the Doctor. This is the Ninth Doctor.
It's Doctor Who.
Actually, he is credited as Doctor Who in the whole first series in the end credits.
So,
At David
His
Tennant's
name
insistence, it would switch to the Doctor from the second series onwards.
oh, good Christ.
He wanted to be the Doctor and not Doctor Who.
Right. Well,
I am slightly disappointed that Rose never once in this episode said Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
it's a very slight disappointment.
Well, we had that
they
joke.
get close. They get close, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they run. They get into a lift, and one of these dummies puts its arm through the lift doors, and it gets shut, and the arm comes off, and the Doctor disarms it, and then we get the student's speech, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Why don't you take?
He says, I thought it might be students because, that many people together. I figure it's got to be students. He says, oh, interesting. It's not students. And then he says that the engineer the electrician is dead.
Oh.
Who's Wilson, the chief electrician? Wilson's dead. R.I.P. volleyball from Castaway. We hardly knew you.
R.I.P. person who never ever showed up on screen
Yeah.
at all.
Anyway, it's okay. The Doctor's got a plan to stop the mannequins and save Chris's nightmares.
Blowing shit up.
He's got a bomb. He just literally pulls a bomb out from nowhere.
So, fun fact: before I started watching this, I had actually been rewatching CSI, which I saw the airplane episode again. It's still fantastic.
It's a great episode, that, isn't it?
Oh God, that's right. We talked about that last.
The
time.
last episode that I stopped on before going ahead and watching Rose was the bomb episode.
Oh
from
no!
season 1.
I don't know the bomb.
Not the
episode,
Have a Go hero.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
that's
hero.
so sad.
I know. I always feel so bad for him.
So, for someone who hasn't watched CSI in 20 years, can you give me the TLDR?
Building blows up. They think it could be one of the security guards who manages to escape. The security guard is maybe a autistic person who's very interested in bombs. Honestly, it's hard to tell, but he's just very, very interested in bombs.
Mhm.
They go through. It turns out it's the son of a disgruntled worker. He puts a bomb in his school. The security guard, having been released by now, runs to the school, picks up the bomb, which is motion activated, carries it out, and says, look, I fixed it. Everything's okay. Only to be told it's active just as he blows up.
Yeah.
Yikes!
They thought he was the perpetrator for the half the episode. Turns out he's the hero.
Damn.
Yeah.
That ending still makes me cry.
Rip in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
how about that reboot, Kat?
I haven't seen it yet. I really need to.
Neither
And
have
I
I. I've got to say.
I just want to say that my interpretation is that he seems to be autistic, or at least he has some sort of mental disability.
Yeah.
Just because of the way the person is playing this character, the
Okay.
sheer obsession with bombs, and the little things that the character does in the episode.
Which
You would
makes
honestly
it
have to
worse.
watch it.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
Okay.
Because
so that's
they do kind of treat him a little bit badly, but that's just because they think he's the bad guy.
So the doctor asks the name of Billie Piper. Billie Piper says she's Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
He also gets that's an iconic line in Doctor Who.
That's
Also,
such an iconic line.
he gets the great line. He says, "But don't worry about it. I probably get killed in the process. You go home to your beans on toast."
Beans on toast.
So Rose heads out. She's still got the dummy arm with her. And, she heads out. Well, is everything fine? Oh, it seems fine. Explosions!
Massive explosion engulfs the top of Hendrick's department store.
I will say, RTD manages to capture Ryder's Gotta Eat very well, because there's like a full minute or so of Rose just sort of holding this arm, which is still hilarious to me, and looking around in like the streets, being like all crazy, like
Well, the episode did underrun, actually.
So Ryder did have to eat.
The writer had to actually include a couple of extra scenes after filming had been completed.
Right.
I don't know if this is one of them, but there's one in particular that I'll come to later.
Okay. I think I know what one you're going to talk about, because I've been reading. I read up before we started recording. Anyway, Rose runs away from her on-fire department store, running down the street, running past a strange, conspicuous, big blue box thing.
But just like Murray Gold, I'm sure that won't come into the series.
Nah, it's not important.
Nah.
So she's back at her flat with her mom, Jackie.
Jackie and fucking Tyler. I love
that.
Yeah, we gushed about her in apologies, Cat, Love and Monsters, but she's great.
We don't get a whole lot of Jackie in this episode, which is one of the minuses.
Yeah.
It really is. However, we do get the best line with the strange man line.
We'll get to that, but yeah. So Mickey comes in, and there's some fun dialogue. It's like, "Oh my God, Rose, you're in shock. Let's go down. We're gonna go down to the pub and get you a drink. Is there a match on? No. I just want to spend time. There's a match on, isn't there? We could catch the last 5 minutes. Baby."
That whole conversation is very, very true to UK life.
Oh God.
It's also a little sad because your girlfriend just nearly blew up.
Oh, well, she's like, you go ahead, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, the sheer lack of care on this face, it's like, I get it, football's important. I kind of think that your girlfriend almost blowing up is a little bit more important.
Yeah.
And so, she tells him to throw the dummy arm out on the way, and so he chucks it in the rubbish bin, which I'm sure the dummies won't remember for the future.
No, it's fine.
No.
She's fine.
And then, up in the corner, a little thing comes down saying, the dummies will remember this.
So, it's the next day, Rose wakes up again, and we hear Jackie say, "No point getting up, you don't have a job to go to."
Wow!
Jesus. That's what she says.
I know, but it's just wow. Kick her while she's down, mother.
Poor Rose, it's like, holy crap, this woman. I love Jackie Tyler. I absolutely love her.
She is
Holy
great.
shit, is she a bad mother?
Oh, yeah.
Yes and no.
Well, she's got that nagging bit on her where she doesn't quite listen to people.
We do find out later on why she's not the greatest parent in the world.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel very
but
sorry
it's like
for her.
this is taking it from the context of we don't know that yet.
Oh, wait, Rose hears noises coming from the cat flap, which she thought that her mother nailed down, but it's actually the nails or screws or whatever have been unscrewed. I wonder what by. And on the other side, it's that guy again.
And here's a fun little fact: Eccleston was supposed to put his whole head through the cat flap.
Oh,
no.
And they ordered it, and it was too small.
Oh, Jesus.
So they had to improvise and just have him like looking through the cat flap at her.
So there's great dialogue here. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I live here. What are you doing for?
The dialogue in this episode is on point.
It is.
Rose just pulls him into the flat, just like, and she lies to her mother. "Oh, it's someone from the inquiry. He'll be 10 minutes."
Oh, that's great. Jackie says she deserves compensation. Oh, we're talking millions.
And then, this Jackie bit.
Oh, this Jackie bit.
Go ahead, Kat.
Which caused Chris to say that she is thirsty AF.
Mood.
She isn't wrong.
Go ahead, Kat.
So Jackie is getting ready for the day. She has on her dressing gown, and she's sitting on her bed when the doctor comes to her doorway of the bedroom, and she's like, "Oh, what did she say exactly? I don't even remember now."
There's a strange man in my bedroom.
He's like, "Yes, there is," and she's like, "I'm in my dressing gown," and she's like, "Yes, you are." And she's like, anything could happen. No.
No. No.
They don't get too much chance to show it, but Eccleston and Camilla Codardri's chemistry is actually fantastic.
Oh, it absolutely is.
And I see what you did there.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but that works.
I missed it. What happened?
Fantastic.
He said that. Yeah, he said Eccleston and Camilla are together are fantastic.
I didn't actually say that to do a joke, but the unintentional guys are the best ones. Let's go with it. There's some other fun stuff here where he just picks up a copy of Heat magazine and goes, well, that won't last. He's gay and she's an alien.
Yeah, he's doing lots of fun stuff, you know. He's flipping through that magazine. He's playing with a bunch of cards. He's looking in a mirror. Looking in a mirror? Looking in a mirror?
He's getting choked out by a plastic hand. No, I'm not going to press it.
Thank you.
Damn
it. He's getting choked out by a plastic hand. Also, the mirror sequence. Now, watching this in 2005, I think you're meant to think that...
Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
What happened to I'm not going to press it?
The best swerves are the ones you don't see. The best swerves are the ones you don't see coming.
Okay, Eddie Guerrero.
Hey, Rainiac, why don't you tell us about this mirror scene?
Okay, I was about to say before I was interrupted by you that watching this in 2005, I think the implication is he's freshly regenerated.
Yeah.
But actually that wasn't supposed to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
It was just him checking out his features in the mirror.
Right.
You can certainly read into it that he's newly regenerated. And in fact, you've let's find out that, retrospectively, he has.
I mean, that's what the infamous Tardy Wiki site of Not Truly Villainous has assumed, is that he has just recently regenerated.
I mean, I think that's what I imply too. You know, in retrospect,
at the time of this coming out, you didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, at the time of this coming out, you could say, okay, something happened to the Eighth Doctor, and he turned into this guy. Now you say, oh, John Hurt wore a bit thin. He talked about his ears, and then we cut to this shit.
I'm trying to remember.
I mean, one could also argue that in the time between, stopping being John Hurt and now, that he just never actually saw a mirror.
Which, maybe. I mean, I don't know when the Eccleston box sets that came out from Big Finish lately. I don't know when they are in the timeline.
Oh God, I think they're pre-Rose.
Okay, so he doesn't look in the mirror. So he doesn't look in the mirror at all. So Big Finish actively is avoiding mirror alerts in their ninth.
I think so because Rose is not in them.
Actually, you know what else it could be? It could just be that he's just like, fuck, my ears are big. You know, just
That's
like still stunned by the fact that they're so huge.
Just either way, by parts of his appearance. Anyway, we get a really good bit here. We said that the Run for Your Life's iconic, but so's this.
What, Eccleston getting attacked by a plastic arm?
We've already said that bit. He eventually deactivates it by jamming his Sonic into the palm and cutting the signal off. Then he leaves the flat with Rose in pursuit.
I mean, we didn't really talk about this. It's funny. We'll just say, hey, funny bit of physical comedy. He's just like, ah.
It's really good physical comedy. His facials are great.
So, I still cannot believe that Jackie could not hear any of it just because she had her hairdryer on. I've had a hairdryer on next to my ear. You could still hear shit. Yeah. I think you could definitely hear your daughter and a strange man crashing into your table.
It's played for comedy, but...
Yeah. Okay, so then, the Doctor runs off with the arm, and Rose is like, get back here! You haven't explained shit about shit! And from here you can go, because she wanted to go. And
yeah, so we find, that's like, well, the world doesn't revolve around you. I'm here because the signal just happened to be here. I was tracking the signal, and it led me to you. It attacked you because you were with me. The world doesn't revolve around you. Then she throws it back in his face, which is great. It's like, what, the world revolves around you? Yeah, kinda.
Sort of, which is another line repeated. So
sort of, yeah. Sort of, yeah.
we're not gonna hit the button again. Well, I say we're not gonna hit the button.
You said it now.
But God knows what Cat will do. But there is some subtle mirroring going on in the dialogue and whatnot in this scene.
Yeah. But then
if the button happens, so be it.
Then we get the bit that is really well
Thank
done.
you.
We get the bit that the speech, the turn of the earth speech.
Yes.
This is his first Doctor moment. And it's both beautifully played and really rather sinister when you think about it.
He also has a line earlier on where they're joking about the dummies, and it's just like, what do they want? And it's like, they want to destroy the human race.
Yeah. And also the indifference with which he treats the human race in this story, which would not be carried forward, really.
Well, I mean, you can see shades of it with Capaldi in places.
I mean, for Eccleston's portrayal, it would not be carried forward.
Okay, for Eccleston. Yeah.
It's interesting. It gives him some character to work on for this particular story. I like it. It's just interesting. It's just, a bit jarring given what we know about him.
I will say, in retrospect, having come now after the 50th anniversary and everything, I think it does make sense now that John Hurt is in the picture. Just because, maybe he is envious of humans and the fact that they, weren't involved in this great big war that he had to take part in.
Maybe.
And so that's why he's a little derogatory towards them. It's just because, you're like, you stupid apes, you don't know anything about having a bad time. I had the worst time.
But the upshot of it is that he says, the world is spinning at this speed and we're falling through space at this speed, and I can feel it. You and I cling onto this tiny little rock, and if we let go, that's who I am. Do you understand? Yes? Good. Now forget me, Rose Tyler. Oh. He walks off into the TARDIS, it vanishes, Rose runs back when she hears it dematerializing. Again, given this was my first real memorable Doctor Who experience, this means a lot to me, this episode. And little moments like this just stand out in my memory. I'm going to say it, fantastic. There you go.
It's honestly a really, really great reintroduction to the Doctor Who series. It's like, obviously they kind of tried it with, like, I guess the pilot in Woman Who Fell, but I don't think it ever could have hit this moment.
I think RTD gets the balance between keeping older fans on board and bringing new fans into it as well perfectly.
Yeah.
You can watch this not knowing anything about Doctor Who.
I have my gripes, but he still does extremely well.
You can definitely go into this not having watched any Doctor Who before.
I mean, so many millions of people of our generation did.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good.
I will say I'm very interested because I got a friend who I kind of want to get into the show, but rather than starting him off with Rose, I want to start him off with 11th Hour for the Smith years. So I'm very interested to see. I'm very interested to see how that works because that's also sort of the clean break. There are some things that kind of would have to be explained, like the Daleks or River, but
yeah,
the episodes do an okay job of explaining that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Rose is one of the stronger jumping on points of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So does Rose listen to his advice that to forget him? Of course she doesn't. She immediately starts Googling him at Mickey's flat.
Hey, hang on. She's not Googling him, she's search-wising him.
Oh yes, sorry, we can't use Google.
Mm.
Other internet search providers are available.
And here I have to comment, Rose, sweetie, honey, sugar pie. What do you think you're going to get when you Google or search-wise Doctor? I mean, come on. Really?
Yeah, she gets something when she Googles. I mean, search-wise is Doctor Blue Box.
Yes.
Yes.
She gets the music video for Doctor in Distress. Oh no!
Ian Levine, get out of here!
You know what they could have done, and I kind of wish they had, When they do the whole Doctor living plastic thing, it would have been kind of cool if there was like an Easter egg towards something going to happen in the future. Kind of like what they did with Saxton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool. I get why they didn't. This is just a sort of retroactive.
We did get a bit of foreshadowing towards the end of the episode, funnily enough, which I hadn't spotted until now.
Oh?
Yeah, when we get to the big climactic ending, it's in there. Just a little mention of something that will become more important later on.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we find a website about Doctor Who. Have you seen this man?
Who is who.co.uk? Please don't actually go to that website. We're not responsible for anything that happens.
Well, I don't believe it exists anymore, but it did exist in real life before.
And so Rose gets in contact with the owner of this website, a man named Clive, and Mickey drives her down to see him. And we go to investigate. And Rose just heads to this flat. Mickey is on high alert because, he could be a crazy person from the internet.
He could be a murderer.
And so she knocks on the flat. The kid answers, and she's like, I'm here to see Clive. Dad, it's one of your nutters! One of your crazy goddamn Doctor Who fans is here!
His wife gets the best line.
I can safely say that the website is technically still up. It is, however, broken.
I see.
Yeah, well, as I say, this site was genuinely up in 2005, run by the BBC, as a tie-in for Doctor Who.
Yeah, it looks like it was a bunch of different games, and unfortunately the games don't work because they use Flash.
Oh, it was actually a blog. It started off as a blog anyway. Maybe they changed it to a game site. But it started off as a blog run by the character of Clive. And then taken over by someone else.
I just had a very specific memory. It doesn't really have much to do with the episode, but the way that the flat is laid out, it reminds me of this time where I went to buy a video game off some kid online, and I had to go to the place and buy this game, and that's what the inside of the house looked like, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, just a neat little personal memory. Pretty snowy in the city that day, too. So, we meet Clive, friendly man.
Yeah, he is. He's obviously a conspiracy theorist.
He's a conspiracy theorist. I mean...
that hits a bit differently in this year.
I will say, he's at least a better conspiracy theorist than most because he has actual proof.
Yeah, and he's not...
with the doctor. Talk with the doctor. I've been dying to talk with the doctor.
He's not especially sinister.
No. He's not entirely villainous.
He's not at all villainous.
Yeah. And, we got that great line from his wife. It's like, it's a friend of the doctor, I'm just taking her out to the shed. She? A fan of the doctor, and she's a she?
Yeah, she gets the best line.
Wow.
Just wait until you meet the cast of Linda. Oh, wait, no, you can't. They're dead.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Well,
God.
all but two of them.
Well, one probably wishes she was, but...
I know, I certainly wish she was.
So,
insert screaming ear.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
I'm just going to use it every time we have a scream now.
Yes. Anyways, this is the moment where I kind of wish they had tied it a little more to the classic Doctor Who. It's like he could have put in, images of the previous Doctor, especially since he said it seems to be a title passed on from father to son. He could have shown, the previous Doctors, but he didn't.
I think they were being conservative with the references.
I know,
this is a big relaunch.
What they could have done is, in the background, they could have had pictures of the other Doctors.
They could have done.
They could have.
In the novelization, he has illustrations of all the Doctors.
By that point, it's like, okay, this is a sure thing. But, so let's talk about those pictures a bit, huh?
Let's.
Yeah, so he's got these photographs from across history. 1912, Southampton. The Daniels family and friend go for dinner. 1 week, the next day, the Daniels family cancel their reservation on the Titanic. 1 week later, the Titanic sinks. God damn it!
I was waiting to do that.
He's present in 1883 at the eruption of Mount Krakatoa.
He's at the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Yes. Always wearing the same outfit, by the way.
Doctor Who did JFK. Doctor Who did JFK.
He was the extra gubble on the grassy knoll. Oh no. Not to give away the twist, but the best version of that story is told by Red Dwarf.
Oh God.
They have a very
Anyways,
interesting identity for that gunman. Anyway.
well, Clive says that he's starting to think that the Doctor is actually immortal because of the fact that he keeps appearing in so many different places in the past. It's weird. And then he also says that the Doctor is dangerous. Wherever he is, there's sure to be danger, and we will all be in danger. He has only one constant companion: death.
And this starts a long-running trend in the modern series.
You are the bad man, Doctor.
Well,
You
also
are the weakest link. Goodbye.
where he. That's not
No,
for
that's
another,
the
that's not
finale.
another 12 episodes.
I'm sure Death and Destruction don't handle.
I need to show Chris that because I told her about the robot version of her, and she was just like, "What?"
The goddamn android.
Yeah.
Android. I love it.
So speaking of dumb, stupid, goofy, idiot shit, Mickey, and what
Yeah.
happens to Mickey?
Mickey meets a mimic.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you,
mean-
Chris. That was good.
It's not as. Oh God. I was about to say a thing, but I don't know if you know. If I think you asked me this, but I don't remember a certain video game that has mimics in it.
Dark Souls?
Yes. I think you asked me that on stream at some point, Kat. If Dark Souls had mimics.
Well, I knew the Dark Souls had mimics. I think I was asking when they appear.
Oh yeah. I tell you, it definitely surprised me the first time. Just this is less terrifying, but
It's
yeah,
like,
Mickey,
I'm not going to stop running headfirst into danger in Dark Souls, but
I mean that's the game.
So
yeah.
Mickey's just sitting in his car waiting for Rose, and he sees what he thinks is a bin moving on its own.
I mean, it is a bin moving on its own.
Yeah, well,
It's just,
he
he's
that
not
can't be
sure.
right. So he gets out the car. Mistake number one. Then he puts his hands on the bin.
Mistake number
Mistake
two.
number two. Tries to take him off, and the bin is he's stuck to the bin basically.
And the bin is pulling back.
The bin is fighting
Oh,
back.
those
The bin
2005 graphics.
The bin opens up and eats him, and then burps.
Wow, Noel Clarke got thrown in the rubbish bin. Good.
I was going to use a different gif, but that works too. Yeah, so he's eaten. The bin burps for comedic effect, which I think Russell T now regrets doing, but...
You can have a little camp excess as a treat.
So
And
Rose
then
is finished.
in a very weird move, once Rose comes down and gets in the car, we see somebody else is in the car with her. And in a very strange move, they decide to remove all of Noel Clarke's makeup and show their true self.
Oh my god.
Jesus! So yeah, this
Money
is even
woman,
more.
he deserves it.
Oh, yeah, God. Oh,
Okay,
God.
fair enough, but still. So Mickey is back in the car.
Mickey is a plastic monster now.
He's been misrun.
And he's just saying, pizza, pizza.
Mickey has now become a Kardashian.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, God.
Yeah, this is clearly a plastic replica of Mickey. We can all see it. Rose, for some reason, can't.
Because so they're
Her
at dinner.
eyebrows are in the way.
They're at dinner, and she's
Cat,
talking
stop.
about getting a new job, taking her A levels and stuff. And all plastic Mickey here is like, so what about the doctor? How do you know about the doctor? Tell me more about the doctor, Rose.
Talk to me, Rose, babe, sweetheart, babe.
Fucking record skip bullshit, and then there's somebody saying, "Oh, here's your champagne." We didn't order any champagne, so tell me where the doctor is, Rose, sweetheart, babe, sugar, darling. Oh, I've got toasted lovely couple, and it's the doctor! And he shoots a cork right into Mickey's stupid plastic forehead, and it sinks in, and he spits out the cork. And then he morphs his fucking hands into sledgehammers and smashes the table.
The effect when he gets hit with the cork is awful.
2005 CGI!
I know, but it's still really ropey. You can't say that when you see what they do with the nesting consciousness and the explosions later on. Come on.
That's where all the money went.
That's where all the budget went. Yeah, exactly. But I do love this little scene where you can't see the waiter until Mickey looks up.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell because it's his voice going over, your champagne? Your champagne. Does anyone want to drink the champagne?
And then the doctor just twists Mickey's plastic head off and runs with it while the body's going, wait a fucking minute. Moffat! You took this for husband or son!
Oh my god, you did! At this point, I should point out the performance of one of the extras here, because the doctor's got Mickey's head in his hands, and his eyes open and go, don't think that's going to stop me. And the guy next to him screams in terror.
Jesus.
I remember during this part, you could hear one scream as, Mickey's doing his thing. And Chris was like, why is only one person screaming? This is so unrealistic.
I think it's that guy again.
Gets to the guy, it's like, there you go.
I think it's that guy again.
So, we're running from the rampaging headless body of Plastic Mickey. And we're out in like the alley, and Rose is trying the gate, and it's like, shit, it's locked. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Oh, I know. Let's hide in this big blue box. What are you talking about? He's coming. He's gonna kill us. Doctor, will you get out of there? Oh my god!
Can I just say, the way this is filmed is brilliant.
It really is.
So she runs in because she's got nowhere else to escape. And then she backs out again.
And runs around it.
Yeah, she walks around it, her mouth open wide at this point.
What the fuck? That can't be right. And then she runs in again, and
we see it.
A new TARDIS.
The TARDIS console room.
At the time.
Welcome back to the TARDIS.
The coral version of the TARDIS console room.
This motherfucker is bigger on the inside.
I love this scene so much.
This is such a good bigger on the inside moment.
And it almost didn't happen, because originally Davies wanted to take both Rose and the audience inside the TARDIS in one whole shot. But they couldn't do it with the budget.
I'm kind of glad.
But what we did get was brilliant.
Oh yeah.
It's like, ironically, the only point where we have a bigger on the inside moment is from Husbands of River Song, where we get the doctor's version of it.
I love that so much.
We have a few good bigger on the inside moments. We have the Pope from Extremis.
So we're just praising Moffat at this point now.
Version is the best.
Where I'm sorry, but the Pope coming out shouting, "It's big on the inside." Dottore in Latin. It's fantastic.
We're just praising Moffat on the podcast again now.
Don't we always?
I mean, yeah, Moffat was really fucking good, y'all.
But so was RTD.
I have to admit, even when I had my problems with him, it still wasn't as big as problems I have with other people.
Yeah. Thanks, Toby Whithouse. That's clearly who you meant.
I told you, Whithouse gets a pass now because he made fun of his own stories.
Tentative pass.
And got a good dunk on Donald Trump in the process, so he gets a pass.
So here we learn about what the TARDIS acronym stands for: Time and Relative Dimensions in Space. He also explains to Rose that yes, he is an alien. And Rose is like, well, we what are we going to do? The thing will come through the doors. And he says, nah, even the forces of Genghis Khan can get through those doors. And they tried.
Yeah, the assembled hordes of Genghis Khan.
And she shows concern for Mickey. She's like, you just twisted his head off. You didn't even think about if it was going to kill him or not, and now his head's melting on the console. What? Oh, no!
Yeah, the Doctor's indifference to Mickey's fate is very different from how he would be in the other episodes of his tenure.
Yeah.
Again, Doctor fresh out of the Time War.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, sort of a harder edge Doctor a la Capaldi.
He needs to learn to love again, especially himself.
And it is undercut about less than 10 minutes later, so fair enough.
So, so the Doctor is trying to trace the nesting signal by the head, but it's melting, so he can only get a partial lock, and that leads him to a bridge, which also shows, this blue box thing can teleport. Wow, that's weird.
Not just any bridge, Westminster Bridge.
Okay, thank you. And he and Rose have a little argument here where she's talking about, his lack of compassion. She's like, I'm trying to save every stupid ape on this goddamn planet, so excuse me if I don't show some compassion here and there for idiot Mickey. And then we get one of the great lines.
This is one of the times where trying to teach the Doctor compassion is a genuine thing. So Perry, back fuck off.
Yeah. God. Oh, God.
I love me some Colin Baker. This does it better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of things do it better than the twin fucking dilemma.
And an absolutely great line coming up here.
Yeah, we get another great line.
If you're an alien, why do you say that you're from the north? Lots of planets have a north.
It's great. And the Doctor then mentions that the nesting consciousnesses, that's the driving force behind these dummies, its food stock was destroyed in the war. Whatever that is. He just says the war. What war is he talking about? We don't know yet. Now, but we don't know yet as we're watching the episode. And he's like, I've got to find the transmitter, but where is it? It'd be this great, big, round, circular thing
I'm
right
just going
in the
to
center of
stand
London.
here, right in front of this big-ass Ferris wheel, and I'm going to complain about the fact I can't find this transmitter. I mean, it's a giant circle. Where the hell am I going to find a giant
that's
circle
a London
in
Eye.
London?
Yeah.
But, yeah. I love the various double takes he does.
The cinematography is just framing him as, you complete fucking
Rose is
idiot.
looking
It's
up
right
and
there.
smiling, and he's going, what? Turns around. What?
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 And he looks
It's
again.
like, this is definitely the moment where I think she endears herself to the Doctor.
Yeah.
This is the moment where he's like, I'm keeping this one.
He slowly turns around, gives a big smile to the camera, and says his first ever, fantastic.
And so they're running again, hand in hand, down
And this
west.
is the scene that was added afterwards.
Huh?
The running to the transmitter bit.
I see, okay.
Originally not in there. Originally they just got outside and had their dialogue.
And then they just
underran, so they added the scene of them running to pad it out.
So what, in the original cut, they do this, what? Oh, that's fantastic, and then they just find the hatch?
Yeah, I guess. It works.
I guess. This works better.
Yeah,
this works a lot better.
It's
and
a
the idea
nice,
of them holding
exciting
hands
scene.
to show they're a team, even though they haven't quite become a team yet.
And so they find the hatch, and they head down into this red industrial works, the belly of the beast, to find the nesting consciousness. And he explains it's a vat of living plastic, but he's got some anti-plastic, which will kill it, I guess. Science. But he's only going to use that as a last resort. He's going to give it a chance to fuck off and clear out, because,
See, if RTD had wanted it to, this could have been a really good environmental episode where he's like, this place is perfect for the living plastic because it's like, there's plastic in the air, there's plastic in the water, and that would have been good.
It gets
Unlike
referenced in one line of dialogue, yeah.
So Praxeus. You're describing Praxeus.
Unlike what we actually got, it's better.
It gets referenced in one line of dialogue, and that's about it.
So Praxeus, but with autons. Is what
but as we all know, Doctor Who is never political, so...
I just realised, in our current climate change climate, a story with the autons would be really topical.
I am going to DM Krista after this podcast. Bye Back to the 11th Hour by Krista McTeer, available now on Amazon.com. And as of recording, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday, Krista. I was going to say that for the end, but happy birthday, Krista.
Kat, do you have a wolf howl on the soundboard?
Oh, I absolutely do. Just give me 5 seconds.
Okay. Thank you. Much love to Krista. So, we're down in the belly of the beast. We're not going to kill the monster. And we confront it. But also, hey, Mickey's alive. Oh, that's lucky.
Yay.
And this is where he wasn't actually being harsh. He had the idea that they keep him alive to maintain the signal and create more copies. And in the original version of the script, another Auton Mickey would appear here.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was cut for time.
Yeah, Rose is like, you knew he was alive, you never took... Can we keep the domestics outside, please? Please. I'm trying to work here. And so he addresses the nesting consciousness, this big mess of CGI goop in a vat.
Good 2005 graphics.
And he
Good
brings
2005.
up the Shadow Proclamation.
Which
Yay.
pops up here and there again until we actually see it, like 3 years later.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I actually really like this bit where he's like, may I approach? I'm invoking this part of the Shadow Proclamation. It's only a one-side conversation, but honestly, I really like it.
And then, well, things go south as a couple of dummies grab him, and they pull the antiplastic out, and it's like, oh, that was just insurance. I wasn't going to use it. Don't be like that. And then they have the TARDIS. And we learn and the Doctor is getting more panicked, and we learn that he fought in the war, and he couldn't save their planet. He couldn't save any of their planets. Which, there's some interesting lore.
Yep.
What's going on there? And so the Nest team, thinking it's threatened, activates its signal to turn all the dummies into lethal killers across London.
Pew pew.
And Rose tries to call her mom to warn her, but she's like, oh, you're breaking up. I'm just going to do some late night shopping, so...
Bye!
Bye! Call you later.
And then we get the Auton invasion.
Yep.
Which is definitely not trying to copy Spearhead from Space, not at all.
What? No. Copy one of the most iconic and well-remembered Doctor Who bits of iconography from the classics? No, they wouldn't do that.
The reason why Davies chose the Autons to be the first enemy here, he wanted an alien that Rose could mistake for a human. And the Autons fit the bill perfectly.
Sure.
Well, yeah, these guys, the dummies start to wake up, and oh hey, Clive and his family are out shopping. Oh, the dummies are moving.
The second to last little Chris interlude I'll put in. We get to this scene with Clive, and she says, I hope he doesn't die here. And I said, well, I mean, he doesn't appear in the rest of the series. And she's like, no!
Oh.
And then, of course, Clive unfortunately does get shot in the face, and she's like, did they kill him there? Yeah, they killed him.
Yeah.
You don't see his death on camera, but he's dead.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Yeah, so the dummies
unlike
are
Mommy, which how could anybody miss Mommy's death?
Oh, no.
Okay, I just want to say, I like how you're ribbing him about missing Mommy's death, and it took him like 5 seconds to react with, oh no, wait a minute.
I couldn't tell if she was saying mommy or mommy. It clicked. Oh no. Mommy Tamoy. Where have I heard that name before? Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. So the dummies are breaking out of the glass, and they've got like I don't even know what you would call them. Just like cannons in their hands. Their hands unfold and they shoot something or other and kills people. You don't really see anyone get. I don't know if you see anyone get shot.
No, you don't.
In the story.
No, you see dead bodies, but you don't.
It's
see
very
anybody
effective.
actually
What you do see.
I mean, it's
They get the
classic
chaos
war
over
movie.
perfectly without actually showing any people getting killed.
It's classic spooky logic. What you don't see is more terrifying than what you do see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything's going to shit. There's dummies shooting people everywhere. Jackie is running in terror, and then some window dummies from a bridal shop break out and menace her. So everything's gone to shit, and Clive is dead, and Rose is here. It's the end of the world. And she's like, oh, what can I do to save people? I've got no A-levels. I've got no training. I don't know much about aliens. But you know what I do have? A bronze medal in gymnastics.
Got no A-levels, no job, no future. But I tell you what I have got. Jericho Street Junior School under-7 gymnastics team. I got the bronze.
So she she swings from this chain to save the doctor and knocks one guy into one of the dummies into the plastic. Another dummy drops the anti-plastic into the nestine, and that just,
Well, the doctor uses the distraction of Rose coming in to, judo flip his dummy into the plastic,
Yeah.
and then she kicks the other dude.
Nice job. So she kicks
Tarzan
the shit
swings into the
thing.
one holding the anti-plastic.
Hey.
So it falls into the nestine consciousness, holding the anti-plastic.
And, so time bomb set, get up fast. Holy shit, everything's going to blow up. Get in this big blue box, and Mickey for the entire scene, because Rose and Mickey were trying to get in the TARDIS. For this entire scene, Mickey's just been hugging the TARDIS in terror.
They really do play that he's a coward.
He's a cowardly cutlet, as the Kangs might say.
Nice.
Just as useless as his actor.
We'll get to Mickey in a moment, but he's just hugging onto the TARDIS. Also, the stairs had been destroyed at some point, so they couldn't get out because the doctor said, "Rose, get out now! Run while you still can," and she can't. So he's a coward. She saves the day. The doctor doesn't save the day. The companion saves the day.
And he'll admit that in a second, but before that, they head off in the TARDIS, and they escape. Everything blows up. All the dummies fall to the ground, lifeless, and Jackie survives. Yay. And Rose calls her after they get out, and she's just like, "Mom, are you okay? Oh, Rose, it was awful. Oh, there was these horrible dummies." And Rose just fucking hangs up on her. Jesus. She's just like, "Mom, are you alive?" Yeah, Rose, it was terrible. Okay, bye.
Rose is also cold as ice because just before she leaves in the TARDIS, she looks back at the nestine that's in incredible pain and smiles at it.
Holy shit.
I think it's just like the excitement of having survived and having saved the day, but still, damn, Rose, that's cold.
Well, she is a pretty bad person.
What?
A bad wolf, one might say.
Yeah, one could almost say she's very wolf-like.
Hit the button.
Well, now I have to get back to it. Give me...
So, yeah, the doctor thanks Rose, and he basically admits, if you weren't there, I'd have been dead. So thank you.
Meanwhile, Mickey's hiding behind a pallet or something.
He's like, he's an alien! He's a spooky alien!
Rose
Don't trust him,
he's
Rose!
useless.
Don't trust him! Yeah.
And the doctor just he's leaning on, the doorway, and he's like, this box can go, pretty much anywhere you like, anywhere in the universe. You want to come with me?
And Mickey's like, don't be silly, Rose, he's an alien. He's not invited.
Yeah, he's definitely not invited.
Yeah.
And Rose, unfortunately, says no because she has stuff to take care of.
Yeah, her mother and this useless lump.
Yeah,
So
and the doctor leaves, and, that's the end of the series. Nothing else happens. There's no continuation of this. Oh, the doctor's back.
Hey, and he pokes out, he rematerializes, like, by the way, did I mention it also travels in time?
Rose looks bye, bitch.
Yeah, Rose gives Mickey a kiss on the cheek, runs to the TARDIS, and that's the episode.
You're forgetting the dialogue there.
What's
she kisses
the
Mickey and
dialogue?
says, thanks. Thanks for what?
Thanks.
Exactly. And then she slow motion runs in, and we get our first ever next time trailer that will become a staple for the modern era. But in between the time that the Doctor disappeared the first time and then came back for Rose, he had a whole other adventure.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, no, he did.
Because
as covered in the Beast of Babylon.
Uh-huh.
Hang on a second.
It's a tie-in book.
Yeah, that's on my shelf.
Oh,
Check. Title seemed familiar, so I just had to pull out my little book collection here and check. But yeah,
because
I've
the
got that on my
final
shelf.
chapter is him, offering to take Rose to see the universe, but from his perspective.
I see. Okay.
And so now we truly begin an era. Just an amazing era with its ups and its downs and its twists and turns and its chipnalls, unfortunately.
God.
And it's Chibnalls, I like that.
So, final thoughts on Rose?
Who wants to go first?
Well, you picked this, didn't you?
Yeah.
You go first.
Alright. As I said, this was the beginning of an era. I mean, this was not the episode that I came into Doctor Who on. As I said before, I watched some of 9, didn't much like it, and then 10 came along. Which, my friend Chris, she also has her opinion on this, and this is what she says the Doctor reminds her of.
The hell is that?
That's an edgelord. That's an edgelord weeb with a katana, I think.
Yes, she calls him the emo edgelord Doctor.
Okay, then.
Jesus.
I kind of agree. I'm not honestly a huge fan of Eccleston as the Doctor, but that's not really his fault. That's just the fault of the way that they make him portray the Doctor. But it's like Rose and Billie Piper, fantastic. The Doctor, fantastic. Mickey can go be eaten by the Mimic again, please. But it's such a good adventure to start on, and the fact that it goes from this straight to End of the World. Holy shit, RTD. Bring it back a little bit. But yeah, I honestly really like this episode. It's a really great start. It does have its, ups and downs, but overall, I feel it's a very solid Doctor Who episode.
So, if I may, Ray?
You may.
Right. So, it's not the first, again, like Kat said, it's not the first episode of Doctor Who I ever saw. That was Aliens of London, which explains everything about my predilections for this series, really, I think. But this is solid. This is a really good intro to Doctor Who for a new generation, for a new audience. And it's easy to see why it took off the way it did. Christopher Eccleston, in a lot of ways, is my Doctor, so to speak. He's my first Doctor. I'd say my Doctor is Peter Capaldi, without question, but I have a soft spot, a nostalgic soft spot for Eccleston. And he does remind me of Capaldi's earlier, pricklier episodes in this intro. Rose is a good companion. She proves her capabilities and her worth as a companion. Mickey sucks ass. The actor sucks even more ass. Jackie Tyler's great. The use of the Autons. Nestine, very good. This is a solid Doctor Who story. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's a very important one, as it kickstarted this entire revival, which we love. And, well, RTD's going to come back, and I hope he's got a new and fresh take, a second Rose, if you will, a new intro to his growth and change as a writer for a new Doctor Who era. So,
and not just a copy-pasted version of his own series.
But like we said, I don't think he would have come back if he was just going to do David Tennant 2 again.
Yeah.
So, Rain, Rose.
Okay, so I really like Rose. It's not the most spectacular start to a series of modern Doctor Who, but the character moments in it really elevate it. Eccleston's fantastic right from the beginning as a Doctor. Even though he's still finding his feet, you can forgive him for that because he's just fresh out of the Time War. We don't know that yet, but he is. His interactions with Billie Piper and Camille Codowdry are fantastic. Billie Piper, I mean, there was a lot of worry around her, like, oh, this pop singer, how's she going to be in Doctor Who? She's brilliant. Even in this early outing, she's brilliant. And the very clever part of the writing, which I didn't realise till much later, is that the entire story is from her point of view, by design. Rose is from Rose's point of view.
Yeah, you're right.
As for Mickey, he does suck in this particular story, and I'm not going to talk about the actor.
He sucks in most stories.
I'm talking purely about the character. The character would get a huge amount of redemption as time went on. He would really... I hate to bring up, he took a level in Badass, but he really does hugely change throughout his next appearances. But he's not like in this, so screw him. So... And the all tones, the music, it's all fantastic, really. And yes, I did put that one in intentionally, if you want to laugh.
Uh-huh.
But no, it's a really good start for what got stronger and stronger. And of course, it's such a pivotal episode because it brought back Doctor Who. And it needed to do well. And thankfully, it did do well. It did so well. And we got a podcast out of it. So thank you, Russell T. Davis and Christopher Eccleston.
Yay!
And Billie Piper.
You're the reason we exist. Don't you feel bad now?
You're the reason I yell about mirrors every week on this stupid show. Hooray!
Now we feel bad.
Hey!
Speaking of feeling bad, Series 13.
Oh, we're gonna... Okay, we can do this first, and then we can do Speaking of mirrors, here's your next episode from me.
Yeah, of course. I was going to do that for... Oh, actually, no. You know what? Pick the episode. Give us the episode now.
All right, fine.
What you got for us?
Make
it a good one.
I'm not picking a Russell T Davies story like you two have the past 2 weeks. We're going back to classic. We're going to something that's good, as this is the This is the last morsel we get before our own personal Groundhog Day. 6 more weeks of Chibnall.
Ugh.
So something good. Something spooky, something gonzo. Next time on Doctor Who Reviews, it's Tom Baker in State of Decay.
Oh! Ho, ho.
I haven't seen this.
Never have I. Vampires?
Vampires!
Yes!
E-Space!
Vampires? Yes.
Vampires,
Okay.
E-Space, Adric, K9.
You said all my favorite things.
You had me at Vampires in Space.
You had me at K9.
I said Vampires E-Space.
Oh. You
It
had me
is
at
Vampires in
Vampires.
Space.
You had me at Vampires.
Yeah. This
You
is
had
the
me
second...
at K9. I'm so
This is
happy.
the second part of the E-Space trilogy, which we're officially doing backwards because, well, how can I not pick State of Decay for it?
No, I mean, we don't get a Halloween
maybe
episode.
now I'll see why people don't like Adric.
We don't get a Halloween special this year because of
I mean, he is
floods.
a little bad in this story, but in their defense, this was when they were first writing him. This is like his first story they ever written, and they had to shoehorn him in, so they didn't really know what the fuck to do with him.
Thank you for warning us in
This would be
advance.
interesting then.
So, yeah. We'll see. I think you're going to be kinder on him than most people are.
It's
Yeah,
a really
it's
good
like
pick.
the
I'm
only
looking
child
forward to
actor
seeing
that
what I
I
haven't
actually
seen
like.
yet.
But yeah, this is solid. This is good stuff. So with that, so that's our little our last nice little morsel of spooky themed food before Series 13. And shocker of shockers, the fucking FBI is going to get us again because we actually know things about the episodes. Oh no!
We got a trailer.
FBI, open up!
Oh god, a trailer. Oh god, we've got contraband. Here.
We got a trailer late at night on Friday. And it's actually a really good trailer.
As I said, it's a good trailer. There's no goddamn reason why it couldn't have aired in May.
May I remind you, though, of this fun little time where I saw a trailer for a movie, and I was so excited. I was so ready to go see it because the trailer looked fantastic. How could you possibly mess this up? And then I went into the theaters, and I saw The Last Airbender by M. Night Shyamalan.
I knew the punchline before coming in. God, I only watched that movie once, and it was with you, and it was a hellish experience.
Substitute
Yeah.
The Lost Airbender for Sucker Punch, and substitute seeing it in cinemas with being too unwell to see it, and you've got my experience.
Oh, Sucker Punch.
The trailers for
that's
Sucker Punch make it look like the best film ever made.
Is that a Zack Snyder movie?
I think it might be.
That's
Maybe.
a bit of a Marmite movie, I've heard. in general, people will really like it and people will really hate it.
The trailer makes it look so much better than it actually is.
Let's talk about this Series 13 trailer.
Oh, there's a lot to cover here.
Before we get DMCA'd for Chibnall finding out that we know that his episodes exist.
Yeah. So, we got returning monsters. The Sontarans. The redesign looks kind of amazing, actually. They look really gnarly.
The Ood.
The Weeping Angels, indifferent on that. The Ood is a surprise. We didn't know about them.
Yeah, but it's still bringing more of that 2007 flair into it.
And the biggest surprise of all is the Cybermen bat. What?
God.
Yay. Just what I always wanted from Chibnall era, more Cybermen.
Oh boy! Robots that shoot people! And they look like the robots who shoot people who scared me when I was 8! Oh boy!
But we also get a lot of new characters and new monsters.
Yeah, these blue people.
Oh, the skull aliens?
Yeah, that's a good design.
That's a fantastic design.
It's funny because
Indiana Jones is going to swing through and steal these crystal skulls.
As I said to Michael Hoovian, they kind of remind me of, and this is real funny, full circle. They kind of remind me, Rainiac, of the Cryons. Do you remember the Cryons?
Oh, you mean how I mentioned Attack of the Cybermen just about 2 hours ago?
Attack of the Cybermen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not Cryons.
They're probably not Cryons.
They're not Cryons.
Wouldn't that be fucking fitting? Referencing the most continuity obsessed bullshit.
But they don't come from the RTD era, so no, it wouldn't be Cryons.
I mean, just because it's Chibnall, I'm going to continue to cry on.
Hey, every single returning monster has been from the modern era.
Every single returning monster has been from RTD era.
Don't forget the most important new character.
Oh yes, the good boy.
The good boy! The goodest boy!
Here's where I get to do a bit of a shout out to someone in the community. He deserves it.
Who's that?
So, there is a model maker on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Millie McKenzie.
Yeah.
At Cowbear Creates. Please give her a follow. She does some fantastic work. In 2 days, she made a model of the good boy.
That's dedication right there. Like and subscribe.
It is amazing.
Y'all. Yeah, it's on screen right now. So
it is definitely on screen right now. So
look at that shit. That's wild. Holy shit.
Give her a follow at Cowbear Creates.
It's honestly really cool.
Congrats. Good job. Good work.
We've also got guest actors that have been confirmed. Most of the people you will not recognise. I recognise some of them, and I'm rather excited by a couple of them.
This is reminding me of the end of Woman That Fell to Earth, where it was like, and it's this person! This person!
The guy from Twin Dilemma is back playing a different character.
Oh, Jesus!
Kevin McCrory.
What guy?
Yeah.
Which guy is it?
Kevin McCrory.
Who is Kevin McCrory?
He's I can't remember the name of his character in Twin Dilemma, but he's the guy that's the space policeman in the Twin Dilemma.
Hugo Lang.
That's him. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. We're invoking a Twin Dilemma.
He's playing a very different character, though.
Oh, no.
And it looks
they
like
know that we think that Jody's just Colin Baker 2.0.
It looks like he's
laughing at us.
It looks like he's in the Weeping Angels episode. Unless that's clever editing.
I see.
But there's enough intrigue and to actually get me somewhat excited, and I remember who's writing all of the episodes, because we got the roster of writers. Spoiler: there's one writer.
Say the name?
I think it rhymes with Gris Gribnall.
I think you know what button we need to press right now. My sentiments exactly.
If there weren't
6 weeks to Chibnall. 6 weeks to Chibnall.
If there weren't people in the house right now, I would be doing an even louder scream than that.
All around me are familiar faces.
He does have a co-writer for episode 4, which is Maxine Alderton.
He did Villa Diodati.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. That was great. So there is hope.
That's a good.
There's a bit of hope.
Okay, 1/6 of a bit of hope.
You know what? I can fix this. Chibnall, I highly doubt that you listen to our stupid little show. However, if you ever do, you need to come over to the fan side rather than your own weird-ass side. So, you know what? This is just for you.
I mean, he's leaving, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing.
I know.
Filming has wrapped up on Series 13 for Mandip Gill and Jodie Whittaker. Was that a shadow reveal that Yaz is leaving too? Possibly.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a clean break.
And Jodie
for her.
Whittaker
I mean,
was on.
seeing as they weren't able to give her a fucking character for 2 series.
You know, we mentioned Graham Norton earlier.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker was on his show this weekend.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Just all the callbacks are happening.
She's
right
revealed that she has filmed the Regeneration, but does not know who the next Doctor is.
Wait, hang on. You were able to actually see her? You would think that Chris Chibnall would go in and just, like, hold a sheet over her so nobody could see her.
Spoilers.
It's very wholesome because her favourite band is Coldplay. And she got to fulfill a lifetime ambition this week by being on the stage while Coldplay were playing music.
Oh,
And
neat.
the look on her face is just like the biggest kid in the candy store moment.
That's really sweet.
And
for Jodie.
there's a picture of her
Once
from...
again, they rip off poor David Tennant because he also had his moment with the Proclaimers.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember that video where the whole cast and crew was singing along to the
500 miles.
Oh, yeah,
500 miles?
you're right. But
Yeah.
it's just a really, you know, at a time when she got a lot of criticism and most of it was not justified in the slightest.
Oh god, no. There's nothing wrong with Jodie Whittaker.
Just a very wholesome moment to see her just living her best life.
It's
And going
real
from being in
sad
the audience
that,
of a Coldplay concert as a younger woman to being on stage with her favourite band.
But yeah, this is it. Jodie's done. She's not Doctor. Well, she is Doctor Who for the public for another year, but she's done as Doctor Who. That's it.
She will
The Jodie
regenerate
Whittaker
sometime
era.
in 2022. We don't know when.
Jodie Whittaker is finished. That's it. That was her shot. And fuck. I mean, I can say it in good. I think I can say in good faith, and I will retract this if any of the next 9 episodes over the next year prove me wrong. But utterly wasted as Doctor Who.
She deserved better.
She deserves so much better.
I really hope that Big Finish picks her up and does her right.
I mean, I don't have much faith that.
Is she going to want to do
next
Doctor
9
Who in the
episodes-
immediate aftermath of leaving, though?
No. I mean, in half a decade or so, pick her up maybe.
They got Eccleston eventually to agree to doing it.
But I mean, Eccleston also had his own, like, you know, actual honest to God trauma over his experience on Doctor Who to work through. So that kind of explains.
Which, thankfully, he did
why-
get over enough to do the Big Finish.
Which that's a good moment of healing. I'm glad he found his own, you know,
And I'm happy
redemption.
the Ninth Doctor
personal
reviews are getting
healing.
great reviews.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
We're doomed,
in 2 weeks.
basically.
Well, if we go down, then we'll all go down together.
To quote John Sim from Series 3, basically, end of the world.
You think I'm gonna go down with you guys? Please, you guys are gonna sink and I'm gonna just laugh.
Yeah.
So you're Andros then, are you? If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Oh, now you're giving
if
me
you go
trauma
down,
flashbacks,
they're
Rain.
they're laughing.
Yeah, and I
Jesus
kicked his ass for you in revenge. It's all right.
One day.
No, I did kick his ass for you in revenge. I even put it on
You
a
did.
video.
And I appreciate that. Thank you. So I think that's it for this Doctor Who review.
It is. So,
For now, yeah.
Rain, where can you find us, lovely people?
well, you can find us at ReviewsDoctor on Twitter.com, and individually we are at Rainiac the Maniac, at Concave Usurper, and at Freezing Inferno. You can also write to us at goexterminateyourself@gmail.com. Cat sometimes streams video games at twitch.tv/Concave Usurper. Buy Back to the 11th Hour for the birthday girl, Krista McTeer, and check her out on Twitter at KristaWolf94.
Also, as a fantastic gift to her, it's belated, but go join her Patreon.
Yes.
Yes. Give her more money.
Give her all the love and all the money because she's fantastic.
She deserves it.
Just like
She
the
really
knife
does
on.
deserve it.
So, also, I've got a Halloween blog going at fresnosravingrants.blogspot.com. I've been talking about such experiences as the new Metroid game, Return to Oz, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Local 58, One Missed Call, Llamageddon.
Are you getting to my suggestion yet, or is that coming later?
That is coming late. I believe, I think it's on the list. I probably will do that sometime, maybe later this week.
That's okay, just as long as I hadn't missed it or anything like that.
Oh yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it.
So, that blog is terrific, by the way. I will link that in the description below because you've really put some work into that, and it shows.
In what?
Your blog, your 16 screens for Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's good series.
I'm praising you. I'm giving you a compliment. I know it's unusual. Take it, for God's sake. Take it while it's here.
That feels good.
I also wanted to say in the same vein that what I'm going to do is, so I went ahead and I made a highlight of our Llamageddon stream, and that's up on my Twitch. However, I'm also going to try and edit it so that I could put the full commentary on my YouTube. So then, if you guys want to listen to it, you'll kind of have a riff tracks of your own.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and I mean, you can stream Llamageddon for free at Tubi.tv. So.
And also for free on Amazon Prime if you have that.
But I mean, with Tubi.tv, you don't have to give Jeff Bezos money, so.
This is true. Technically, I'm not giving Jeff Bezos money.
That sounds like a win to me.
Company.
Good night, Rainiac.
Good night.
Good night, Rainiac.
So thank you to the audience for listening to us talk about Rose. Thank you to Kat and to Jerry for discussing Rose with me. It's been a lot of fun. And join us next week for the last lot of fun before Series 13. As we look back at Tom Baker in State of Decay.
State of Decay? Is that a Chris Chibnall episode? Because it's certainly been decaying for a while.
Okay, stop now. Seriously.
Okay, I just want to mention, we'll say this again next week, but the original title for State of Decay that script editor Christopher Bidme wanted was The Wasting. And the writer Terrence Dist objected because the obvious joke would be, The Wasting? Well, this episode sure wasted everyone's time!
I'm kind of glad he changed to State of Decay.
Which, I mean, Chibnall era, mood.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Join us next time for State of Decay, and until then, bye for now.